What's up guys, Beavermash UK, Speed VR with another video for you. So, I've had the 4090 now for over a week, and I've started overclocking it. Okay, I mean, to 880 with temperatures of 57 Celsius. I mean, fucking hell, man. Do you remember the days when you get 1,000 megahertz and your CPU would be like 75, 80 Celsius, and you had to chuck also, you have to have all the windows open, fucking air conditioners, fans, blowing a, waving a towel at your PC, anything to get them temperatures down. I mean, this is absolutely, it's just ridiculous. I mean, my overclock at the minute is 150 on the core, and let's have a look. 150 on the core. Just bear with me. You know what my videos are like, they're raw. Yeah, 150. I've got a plus 10% increase on core voltage, just so that it doesn't dip. Power limit 133, temperature limit 88, core 150, memory clock 400. I mean, I've seen some overclocks on the tube where core clock is like 220 and the memory increase like 1,000. And I'm just thinking, I know GPU Boost 3 is going to protect the card and stuff, but I thought, no, I won't go mad. I won't go mad. But anyway, that's my little overclock. Okay, on the 4090, right? I want to tell you about the things I've been experiencing with the Quest Pro, Automobilista 2, and this beast of a card. And I'm going to show you my settings, and I'm going to show you some things that I used to have to do back in the day to get the CV1 playing nice. That's the original Oculus CV1. I even had to do it with the DK2 as well. God, that was back in 2016. Mad. And basically, what I was experiencing, and you may come across this yourself, I was hitting 90 FPS in Automobilista 2, and this was like any game in VR. And I'd be hitting 90%, 90 FPS. I'd have about 5 to 7% plus overhead. So I could have pushed for settings a little bit more. But every 5 seconds, it would go from 90 to 89, sometimes 87. And then flick back up to 90. And this was just sat in the car on my own. No other cars around me. Just me on my lonesome. And I'd sat there and I thought, what is causing that little blip? And I started thinking back to the CV1 days. And what I did, I went into Device Manager. Went to Universal Serial Bus Controllers, which is there. And all these hubs here, especially this one here, this USB 3 hub, because that's where my link cable is plugged in. My official link cable, the £89 jobby, which I still consider fantastic. I went into there, properties, power management, and I unticked allow the computer to turn off this device to save power. And I did that for all my hubs. You don't have to do it, well, the option isn't there for these devices. But even this one here, let me just check I did this one. Power management, yeah, I did. So whichever USB adapter has got a power management tab, just untick that. And don't forget to reboot your machine, okay? Then the next thing I did, no, I didn't shut the system down. I went into settings, gaming, and over here you got graphic settings. And this here, hardware accelerated GPU scheduling. I turned that off. Some people say, oh, you want to keep that on. But for Oculus Link, and do you know what? I'm not going to fucking go there with the Meta versus Oculus bullshit, right? When I talk now, I'm just gonna go from what I'm used to. Oculus Link, okay? Went into Oculus Link, I think that GPU accelerated option definitely needs to be turned off. Because lo and behold, guess what? That little blip from 90 to 89, 86, 88, 87 disappeared. Yeah, true story. So if you're having the same issues that I'm having, or was having, just do what I've just said. I don't know whether it was the USB thing, or I don't know whether it's a GPU accelerated thing. I did them both together. It was 1 o'clock in the morning. I went back into the game, and yeah, I've got a can of Stella there, look at that. There you go. That's overclocked. That's running at 5 gig. Okay. Yeah. So I got rid of that little blip. Okay. I want to show you my Oculus settings as well. Okay. What you're interested in here is the Oculus Link bit. Okay. And these settings here will affect your AirLink, especially this one here. If you're using AirLink, you've got to be really careful with this setting, because it will grind your system to a halt and you won't even be able to move your mouse. Okay, so if you're using a link cable, I've got distortion curvature set to low. If you're using the Oculus Pro, okay, Quest Pro, Oculus Quest Pro, set that to 3616. Encode bitrate disabled, 0, 500. Some people say you don't see a difference between 300 and 500, right? I'm telling you now you do. Well, my eyeballs do anyway, so I've set it to 500 and it looks for dogs. Link sharpening enabled, blah, blah, blah. And the asynchronous space warp I've got disabled, right? Because let's face it, guys, if you've got a system like mine, which CPU is quite moderate these days, 10700K running at 5 gig, there you go, okay, and you've got a 4090, You do not need asynchronous space warp. Okay? Asynchronous space warp is for people with less powered hardware. Okay? So turn that off. So that's me Oculus settings. And let's fire up Oculus itself. Let's move me lager out the way, because the last thing I want is to spill half a can of Stella into a £1.5 headset. Let's turn her on. Bear with me. I'll let you look at the lenses while I just get the cable. Oh, da da da. You know my videos are worth watching. Well, I hope you do anyway. There's no editing. It's what you see is what you get, if that's the right phrase. Let me plug this in. You know it makes sense. She's beautiful. Doesn't hurt my head anymore, this. When I first got this headset, I was getting headaches. But she seems to be getting along quite nicely now. Let's turn it on again. Till we hear the tune. Come on. Give me the tune. There we go. There we go. Right. So my settings in here. Oh, for fuck's sake. This wheel is a pain in the arse. Right. There we go. 90 Hertz. Render resolution. That's full. Okay. That is the proper render resolution of this headset. Okay. Slightly less than the Quest 2. Don't be scared about that. And that's got distortion curvature. If you want a good explanation, go and watch Carl Gosling's curvature video. It'll tell you all about it. So my headset's running at the right resolution. Okay. So we're gonna iconize that now. And now I'm gonna start. Let me just put put this down a little bit here. Okay, so you can have a look at me vape. And I'm just going to get into Link. Bear with me. Oh, I love this headset. Right, where are we? Some people don't like the pass-through on this, you know. I think it's just adds a little tint of colour. It's great, it is. Right, confirm Guardian, enable Link. Right, I'm doing this because I want you to see on the screen. Shut up. I want you to see on the screen my Automobilista settings. Put my glasses back on. I tell you what, the first headset that comes out with proper prescription checking, eyeball checking. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. Basically, the first setup that comes out that checks my eyes and sets the lenses up for my prescription, automatically, I will buy it. Anyway, Launch Automobilista 2 in Steam VR mode. Off we go. That'll come up in a minute. And I want to show you my settings. Very simple settings. Very, very simple. And trust me, guys, I have gone backwards and forwards. Anti-aliasing versus super sampling. Low super sampling, high anti-aliasing. High anti-aliasing, low super sampling. Medium anti-aliasing, very high super sampling. Right? I've done it all for you. This is the settings you want for Automobilista 2 if you've got a 4090, a 10700K or more, and an Oculus Quest Pro. Okay, so I'm going to go to options. So these are in-game settings, visual effects, post-processing off. It's got nothing to do with performance. It makes no difference, but it just looks so much better. Sun flare, subtle. Again, doesn't matter what you set it to, it's just what I like. Okay, bloom off, heat haze off, exposure compensation, raindrops off, because I don't even race in the rain. Vignetta, no. Yeah, raise, no. Again, you can turn all these on, but I think it just interferes with the clarity of the picture. Yeah, especially this one here. And definitely bloom. Although bloom does look nice racing at night. Okay. Cockpit mirrors on, screen dirt. I turn my on or off and I still see screen dirt, so I don't know what it's doing. So that's my settings for visuals. Go back. Performance. Now just look at this. Texture resolution high. 16 times anti-stropic filtering. No VSync. MSAA high. Reflections high. Environment map high. Car ultra. Track detail high. Pit crew none. Shadow detail low. Enhanced mirror no. Motion blur off. Render frames ahead 1. No detail grass. Particle level high. Density ultra. Those are my in-game settings. And then I'll go over to virtual reality. Super sampling 1.1. You might think to yourself, what's the point in setting 1.1? But let me tell you now, 1.1 with high MSAA really tightens up the picture. I've put it down to 1.0, which is default, and I could tell there was a slight decrease in sharpness. So, for all those settings I've just shared with you, I'm racing light clouds in February, 6 o'clock in the evening, with the best car in the game, without a doubt. 14 AI cars, so 15 in total. And let me see if it shows the frame rate. It probably won't. I've got a feeling I haven't got I've got a feeling it's not going to come through what my frame rate's going to be. Okay. There he is there, look. He's fucking beautiful, he is, Beat by Mesh UK. Drive. No, it's not showing. It's not showing the frame rate. You're going to have to trust me on this. Okay. I'm getting 90 FPS. Solid. Even that first corner at Nordschleife, the endurance track. This bit here. That first corner. 15 cars fighting for first position. Right. No drop in frames. That dip of going from 90 to 89 or whatever has gone. It looks gorgeous. It's just the best VR experience I've had with Automobilista 2 with this combination of VR headset and GPU. And it's taken me a week to get there. I can max it out on Ultra and keep the car count exactly the same. In fact, I can increase it. I've increased it to 20. I've had 31 cars on grid on Ultra. But if you're sensitive to the frame rate dropping, and it doesn't drop a lot, but it drops enough to really wind me up. I think I saw it drop as low as 87. 87 FPS on Ultra. But I would rather have... I mean, it doesn't look any different, guys. That's another thing. It doesn't look any different. You know, if you had a higher resolution headset, it probably would. But until we're at the times when we've got 4K per eye with a GPU that can run 4K per eye at 90 FPS with no dips, it's pointless running Ultra across the board because you're not seeing the difference, in my opinion anyway. So if you've got this combination of hardware and you've got a Canastella, give it a go. Let me know what you think. Just look at that there. What a beautiful card. Shining in the night. Beautiful. Anyhow, give it a go. Let me know what you think. You know, you might have a different combination of settings that look equally as good. Let me know. I'm willing to try it. Let's get discussing. But for now, for the first time in years, I'm able to come up here, put my headset on, turn on my computer. Everything works. Everything. There's no Windows mixed reality pissing me around. There's no driver issues. Absolutely everything works. And you know, this card's been out what, 4 or 5 months. The drivers are going to get better. DLSS3 may be incorporated in these type of simulators. I think iRacing uses DLSS. I'm pretty sure it does. I'll have to check that out. But iRacing's never been hard to run anyway. My 3090 was giving me 90 plus FPS on Ultra Settings. But be nice to see what this DLSS 3 does. Everyone's raving about it. But I don't play Cyberpunk and shit like that. I like to get in a plane or in a hot air balloon or a car and go drifting off into space. So anything that's going to give me more frames per second and not impact the picture, you know, I'll be turning it on. But let me know. Let me know if you've tried iRacing with DLSS, because if you have, I might have to buy myself another month's subscription for 13 quid. and give it a go. But at the moment, Automobilista 2 is running fantastic for me, and it's nice to just be able to come up, put it on, and not piss about. The next title I'm going to be working on will be DCS. I'd like to get that tuned in. That will be my next task, and we'll take it from there. Later.